Good afternoon. My name is Megan Woods, and I am the NATSA president for the class of 2023. I would like to welcome you to the last and final pinning ceremony for the Newman OTA program, class of 2023. This past year and a half, there have been many peaks and valleys, but look at us, we made it. Today represents all the achievements we as a class and independently as students have made and will continue to make in our future. To say the least, I am excited to see where my classmates land in their careers as OTAs, whether it's in pelvic health, working with children, working in a hospital, or continuing their education to become an OTR. I know they will do great things. In our career as occupational therapy assistants, we will have the opportunity to meet and treat people who are victims of stroke, spinal cord injuries, autism, depression, cerebral palsy, Parkinson's disease, or cancer, and use all that we have learned this past year and a half to help the world recognize that the people we treat are more than our diagnosis. While there is more to learn, we are in a career of changing lives and maximizing independence of others. In parting, I would like to express thanks on behalf of the Newman OTA 2023 graduating class to our educators, family, and friends who see us more than students. Thank you. Please welcome Sister Barbara, who will give the OTA prayer. Sorry.
We humbly thank you, Father, for this day. Renew our spiritual lives. Lead us in your way. Order our steps according to your will. Today, I come before you with thanks and praise as we pray for these students present here this afternoon. I ask you to give them the strength they may need to overcome hardships. I pray that they will be able to recognize what is good and appreciate the good that happens to them in life. I pray that they will understand that all that they have comes from you. I pray that they will recognize the gifts you have given them, and be willing to share these gifts with others in return. And lastly, I pray that they aim to be attentive in helping others, so that with your guidance, they may seek the best ways to help and advise others. I ask these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Fine motor control there. Thank you, Sister, for that beautiful prayer. I am Nancy Dollinger, the program director for the OTA program, and I would just like to extend a welcome to you today as we come here together to celebrate our graduates. So greetings to all parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, spouses, friends, and fiancés of the students we have come here today to honor. As director of the Occupational Therapy Assistant Program, I would like to welcome you to Newman University on behalf of our OTA faculty and staff, the School of Healthcare Professions, and on behalf of the Newman's founders and sponsors, the Sisters of the Adorers of the Blood of Christ, who are valued and enthusiastic supporters of the Occupational Therapy Assistant Department here at Newman. It takes a special person to choose a career in occupational therapy. Someone who's willing to look at personal tragedy in the face and see possibilities, and to do that again and again. For better or worse, the numbers of persons in our society living with disability and in need of occupational therapy, services right now is vast and growing every day. As mentioned before, in the increases in the rates of autism, aging baby boomers, and mental health disorders. We are grateful then for these students for their hands and hearts and minds. Whoops. Give me a moment. Minds trained in the art of science of occupational therapy. We are also appreciative of the special type of support system they have behind them, as it is near impossible for these students to complete their education while attempting to keep all the spinning plates in the air. Spinning plates such as jobs, households, church, community obligations, spouses, parents, and significant others, all by themselves. So thank you for your sacrifices and your support. We are now sending them out across the nation to start turning disabilities into abilities, empowering people to participate in meaningful, purposeful activities. And as our university mission statement says, transform society. One person, one family, one community at a time. Thank you for coming. I'd like now to introduce to the stage Hannah Briscoe.
Good afternoon. It is crazy to think our time in this program is coming to an end. With this year accelerated, it has flown by way faster than I think any of us expected it to. We faced a lot of adversity, and us five have learned a lot and grown a lot through this time together. We had many laughs from all of our class discussions, fieldwork experiences, and trying to simulate interventions and getting a pass to yell at each other as patients. With that has also come a lot of tears from checkouts, late night studying, and anxiously awaiting our scores for Nancy's tests. But through it all, we have created new friendships and have gone through something no other class has before us. With that being said, our teachers have been a huge part in our success in managing this crazy third semester. Caitlin taught our Intro to OT class along with biomechanics. With her being a previous student, she was able to relate with us. She shared real-life experiences and personal stories that I feel better prepared us for when we go out into the workplace. Lori was our PM's class teacher. Even with it being at night and after a long day, I think I can speak for all of us that we always enjoyed being there. She took her time to make sure we understood everything she was teaching us. She brought in many modalities to try, which mine and Maddie was definitely the paraffin bath that we always made sure was plugged in. She not only taught our PMs, but was a huge part in our success this semester with tutoring us once a week to get through our cram-packed schedule. We are all very thankful for the time she took out of her day to answer texts, do Zoom calls, and prepare us for our weekly tests. Teresa was our PEDS teacher. She was stuck with us every Wednesday night. My roommates were always jealous when I would go back and tell them that we got to make slime, play games, and do arts and crafts when in class. Even with all the fun activities, Teresa taught us a lot within our short time together. She has had many years of experience in the PEDS world and was able to help us apply what our textbook was saying with real-life experiences. Nancy taught our PhysDis, core skills, and occupation and activity analysis classes. Her passion for this occupation shined through in all of these classes, and it was evident she loved her profession and teaching the next round of OTAs. She put in many hours to advocate for us so that we can get the most out of our education within the short time we had. Nancy was tough on us, but because of her difficult tests and the on-the-spot answers because your name was drawn on the stick, I feel better prepared for not only my boards test, but my future career. Melissa taught our management, psych, and fieldwork classes. She always brought an upbeat and energetic attitude to every class with candy treats on special occasions. She was one of our biggest cheerleaders, always encouraging and a listening ear. She worked hard to get us placed in fieldwork that we would all benefit from within our interests. Hearing her excitement for her private practice is something we are all excited to see her explore and excited to see what she accomplishes. These gifts are a token of our gratitude. All 5 of these teachers have worked hard for us to succeed, and we are very thankful for all they have done for us in and out of the classroom. You have challenged us to perform at our highest level, and we all hope that this is just the beginning of a long-lasting friendship. Now Maddie will come up to talk to you about the history of pinning.
The pinning ceremony is a time-honored health professions tradition. Often more personally meaningful than the graduation ceremony, it signifies your official initiation into the brotherhood and sisterhood of the healthcare field. The ceremony is rich with symbolism. The history of this rite of passage can be traced all the way back to the Crusaders of the 12th century. During this time, the Knights of the Order of the Hospital of St. John the Baptist tended to injured and infirm crusaders. When new monks were initiated into the order, they vowed to serve these sick soldiers in a ceremony where each monk was given a Maltese cross, their first badges given to those who nurse. The modern ceremony dates back to the 1860s when Florence Nightingale was awarded the Red Cross of St. George in recognition of her tireless service to the injured during the Crimean War. To share the honor, she in turn presented a Medal of Excellence to her brightest graduates. By 1916, the practice of pinning new graduates was standard throughout the U.S. for all those who entered into the medical field. Today, each student will receive a pin. The person who will be doing the pinning has been identified by the student as someone who has been significant in her journey towards the goal of becoming an OTA. Please welcome Melissa Smith, who will present the students as they are pinned.
Will the Newman OTA class of 2023 present themselves for pinning? And will those significant persons the students have asked to pin them please join their students?
You guys will be towards the
Hannah Briscoe chose OTA because she's always wanted to help people and loves how profession lets her do just that. She likes a diversity in all the tasks and ages an OTA can work with. Hannah has chosen her mom to pin her. Along with her dad, has been her biggest support system throughout this program. Her mom shares a common passion for OTA and has been a big help in school, helping her along the way with being patient, encouraging, and an ear to listen. Congratulations. Madison Hagel chose occupational therapy because she wanted to make a difference in others' lives and help them conquer their challenges along the way. This profession is truly rewarding. Today, Madison's mom, Annette, will be pinning her. Madison chose her mom because she is her role model and is grateful for the constant support she has given her throughout this program. She would not have been able to pass any checkouts without her. Skylar Jorgensen chose occupational therapy to help people the way she has received help through her own health experiences. Skylar loves OT because it allows an individual to reach their full potential. Skylar's mother, Candace, will be pinning her. Skylar chose her mother because without her, she wouldn't be the woman she is today. Regardless of her mother's recent health issues with lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, she was her biggest supporter throughout her schooling process. Brett Voth chose occupational therapy to utilize his passion for working hands-on out in the world with real people, as well as aiding people in independence within their daily lives through the science of the human body. Brett is being pinned by his significant other, Sarah. Sarah has helped motivate and provide a great foundation to fall back on when the school workload got heavy or when the work-school schedule became very stressful. She has been there for the late night, I better not fail this, phone calls, and the celebratory drinks after each semester. Her support was always welcoming and unyielding during his schooling period. Last but not least, Megan Woods chose occupational therapy as a career because she wanted a job that provided the opportunity to change others' lives in a positive way. Megan chose her husband, Zach, to pin her today because she is grateful for his support and encouragement throughout this program and for being her volunteer patient when it came to manual muscle testing and goniometry. She could not have done it without him. Please welcome Lori Bradley, who will begin the candle lighting ceremony.
Welcome, everyone. There are 3 foundational areas of occupational therapy: pediatrics, physical disabilities, and psychosocial disabilities. Each of the professors teach in one of these areas. I will be reading words from Teresa, who taught the pediatrics class. For the practice area of developmental disabilities, Teresa Moritz writes, "We all met during the evening after long days to learn best practice in treating children with disabilities by emphasizing for the OT and OTA. School-based and infant-toddler home-based practitioners support academic achievement and social participation by promoting occupation within all school routines, including recess, classroom, and cafeteria time. They help children fulfill their role as students and prepare them for college, career, and community integration. They utilize prevention, promotion, and intervention strategies for mental and physical health and well-being. School-based occupational therapy is the largest treatment area for children, primarily because they spend so much of their childhood in the school setting, and OTs meet the client in their occupational setting. This continues to be a growing area for OTAs as schools are finding that there are not enough OTs to cover the caseload in our schools adequately. Many OTAs who work in the schools do so because they want to work in multiple settings, so they can work in the schools during the school year and can take PRN positions in the off time. We combined information from textbooks, lectures, real-world examples, and hands-on lab experience in hopes that, through our exploration of school-based pediatric OT, some of these fine individuals will choose to pursue that practice area. Maybe? Nancy?
Okay, maybe now I won't get verklempt. I don't know. In physical disabilities, we learned about how muscles, nerves, brains, and emotions work together, and how we, as therapy practitioners, can use meaningful and purposeful activities, such as gardening, to help our clients live life to the fullest. This practice area of OT is called physical disabilities, one of the largest practice areas for OTAs. Typically, you'll find us in hospitals, nursing homes, or outpatient clinics, but just as the world continues to change, so do we. We now work with low vision, aging in place, adaptive driving, industrial rehabilitation, and health and wellness programs, to name a few. Students, we have spent the last 17 months working, such long hours, trying to gain as much knowledge as possible before you head off into the real world of providing therapy for real people. These versus our books or videos, right? So, these past months have flown by, some days faster than others, I'm sure. While I know the material has been challenging and the pay's grueling. So much so that a few unkind thoughts about faculty may have slipped into your mind. I mean, you're only human, right? So remember, there have been some fun times too as well. So who could forget the puzzle of figuring out how to put a bra on one-handed, especially Brett? Or when you had to do rolling chair voting while completing a lab activity. Or trying not to lose it when I came in saying, oh my gosh, have you seen the latest series on Netflix? When all you could think was, no, we were studying for your class. But now you can get all caught up on your reading and your Netflix. I've enjoyed seeing you grow in your knowledge base, your confidence, and most of all, your spiritual connection to this profession. I know that you will touch your patients' hearts and lives and make their journey in this world just a little bit better. For having you in it, welcome to the OT profession. Okay. Can someone give me some therapy? There we go. There we go.
Oh, here I am. I'm lighting this candle for the pillar of psychosocial dysfunction. As occupational therapy practitioners, we focus on function over dysfunction. We use our expertise and knowledge of psych to assist our clients overcoming difficult milestones, injuries, and life-altering diagnoses. We're able to look at the whole person and treat them as an individual, not their illness. A couple of things these students have done this semester was they went to the Breakthrough Club, in which they observed and helped a large homeless population, but for sure severely mentally ill patients. And they came out loving the experience and learning a lot, that not to be scared of people with psychosocial diagnosis, but to be able to help them and see them as people. Another thing that they did this year was they went to KU Medical Center in Wichita and did a simulation with an actor who was pretending to be a homeless veteran who could no longer walk and get around town. And they did these all on separate Fridays. They did not complain. They went and they showed me how much they had learned, and they put on their OT hats and really made me proud and the university proud as the educators at KU Med were so pleased that occupational therapy was part of this, and that they could learn all of the other physicians, dental assistants, nurses, social workers, the value of occupational therapy and psychosocial dysfunction. So thank you all very, very, very much. This is See, this is adaptation OT way. Now if we just don't light this place on fire. Okay. So students, come up, light individual candles, and assemble on the stage, please. And now will the class join me in reciting the OT oath? I hereby pledge to hold my knowledge in trust for the good of those people whom I serve,
serve
in keeping with the high ethical and moral standards
in keeping with the high ethical and moral standards
of Newman University.
of Newman University.
I will seek to be receptive
I will seek to be receptive
to what those around me have to teach me,
to what those around me have to teach me,
to be committed to scholarship and the lifelong pursuit of truth,
to be committed to scholarship and the lifelong pursuit of truth,
and to be dedicated to building a human community
and to be dedicated to building a human community
of justice, respect, and mutual concern.
of justice, respect, and mutual concern.
And then we'll have Nancy come up.
And now we present to you the Newman OTA class of 2023.